Hello, I'm Camelia and this is KiniNews. DAP has often been the punching bag for those trying to secure Malay votes. And at times, the party has been labelled as racist. But over the years, it's been increasingly hard to paint the multiracial party as racist. So its rivals are putting their favorite boogeyman in a new costume. Former Selangor BN chief Noh Omar said he does not agree with labelling DAP as racist. However, he highlighted the alleged threat of the party's ideology to the country. Speaking at the PN Kuala Langat election machinery launch ceremony on Monday night, Noh Omar also provided supposed historical context to back his claim.
DAP ni tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, ini tak ada resis. Saya nak betulkan. Kalau siapa kata DAP ni resis, tak betul. Sebab dalam DAP ramai Melayu. Ahli Parlimen Melayu pun ramai. Kini mewakili DAP. Soalnya ialah perbezaan ideologi. Ini kena faham. Ideologi dia. Baik, kalau kita dah tengok daripada peristiwa 13 Mei tahun 69. Pada masa itu, apa kesan daripada Selangor? Kuala Lumpur. Dulu Selangor punya. Tapi nak pastikan supaya Selangor ni jangan jatuh ke tangan DAP, kita bagi Kuala Lumpur kepada wilayah persekutuan.
PAS has big ambitions for the future and it's not limited to capturing several states in the upcoming state election. It hopes to use the state elections as a springboard to challenge Anwar's grasp of Putrajaya. PAS Deputy President Tuan Ibrahim Tuan Man predicts that if Perikatan Nasional wins in 5 out of 6 states, it could pose a threat to Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim's federal government. According to a report by Harakah Daily, Tuan Ibrahim deemed the upcoming state elections unique. He said if PN can defend Kelantan, Terengganu and Kedah, as well as capture Selangor and Negeri Sembilan, the federal government will be challenged, and it's not impossible that it will fall. However, he did not specifically address the situation in Penang, but focused on explaining how the state election results would impact support in the Dewan Rakyat. Speaking to the Pahang PAS Election Committee, Tuan Ibrahim also called on the party's election machinery to work sincerely and patiently when campaigning. Elections in Penang, Selangor, Negeri Sembilan, Kedah, Terengganu and Kelantan are expected to be held simultaneously. However, the dates for the dissolution of their respective legislative assemblies differ. Kyries has been saying many things since he was sacked by UMNO, especially in his new podcast. But one thing is still not certain. Who will he back? Clues appear to be surfacing now. Khairy Jamaluddin, following his defeat in the last general election and dismissal from UMNO, has kept everyone guessing about his next move. However, according to the Star, he is expected to campaign for Perikatan Nasional in the upcoming state elections, although he will remain without a party for now. According to a source, Kyries communicated his position to the PN chairperson and Bersatu president, Muhyiddin Yassin, during their meeting yesterday. The source added that Muhyiddin accepted Kyries' stance, and the former UMNO leader's role will be similar to that of Noh Omar. The UMNO veteran has been actively involved in PN's preparations for the state elections. Muhyiddin had reportedly offered Kyries a position in the Supreme Council as an enticement to join Bersatu. In the meantime, Bersatu's Deputy President Ahmad Faizal Azumu told Malaysia Kini that the meeting between Muhyiddin and Kyries concluded positively. Meanwhile, in an op-ed published in Fulcrum by Singapore's ISEAS Yusof Ishak Institute, Kyries said the government should be worried. Kyries said this is because a tsunami of discontent instead of a green wave is coming in the upcoming state polls. While DAP has been accused of many things by their rivals, now Kit Siang fears that it may be PN that's sending different messages to Muslims and non-Muslims voters to gain their support. DAP veteran Lim Kit Siang today emphasized the significance of the upcoming state elections in 6 states in August. In a statement, he said that they hold the key to determining whether Malaysia will regain its status as a world champion and serve as a role model for diversity and harmony, or descend into a divided and failed state. Lim expressed his belief that the statements made by Muhyiddin Yassin, Hadi Awang and Dominic Lau shed light on the contrasting messages being conveyed by PN. He pointed out that PN is seemingly tailoring its messages to appeal separately to Malays and Muslims, as well as non-Malays and non-Muslims. The veteran politician stressed the importance of a common message that encompasses all Malaysian voters, regardless of their ethnic or religious backgrounds. He warned of the dire consequences if the country were to slide down the path of division and become a failed and rogue state. Calling for a reset, Lim Kit Siang urged Malaysia to revisit the original nation-building principles enshrined in the Malaysian Constitution and the Rukun Negara. Selangor PN Chief Asmin Ali has criticized the statement made by Selangor Menteri Besar Amiruddin Syari, claiming that his announcement of the dissolution of the Selangor State Assembly on June 19th was contrary to proper etiquette. Asmin stated that the dissolution of the Selangor State Assembly by the Sultan of Selangor was something unusual. Previously, Selangor ruler Sultan Sharafuddin Idris Shah granted permission to dissolve the State Assembly this Friday to make way for the state elections.
Pembubaran diumumkan oleh istana. Pelik tak pelik? Ramai yang tanya saya, mengapa istana bubar? Sebab yang ada di pejabat tingkat 21 tu lembab. Tidak ada keyakinan diri. Orang lain dah umum, dia tak umum. Sebab itu saya kata, kamu tak umum, biarlah aku umum. Oh, dia kata ini tidak menghormati adab, tak tahu proses. Aku menteri besar dulu, aku tahu.
Has UMNO forgotten that Najib is in jail? One person is hoping to remind the party that it's not doing enough to get Bosku out. Lawyer Zaid Ibrahim has voiced his criticism of UMNO for its inability to persuade the public regarding the justification for granting a pardon to Najib Abdul Razak. Zaid argued that UMNO had made no sincere efforts to demonstrate their seriousness in seeking a pardon for Najib. Zaid further highlighted the absence of elaboration on the mitigating circumstances that would warrant a pardon, as well as the factors that should be taken into account in such a decision. He said these vital aspects, among others, were left unaddressed by UMNO. In fact, Zaid pointed out that UMNO merely made promises to its members without providing substantive justifications for why Najib deserved a pardon. This lack of transparency and clarity, according to the former lawyer for Najib, is precisely why UMNO is unlikely to perform well in the upcoming elections. Furthermore, Zaid criticized UMNO's leadership for their sole reliance on petitioning the Yang di-Pertuan Agong for a pardon without revealing the specific grounds for the petition. Zaid's remarks on the pardon process come in the wake of the revelation that a MACC investigation found no evidence of criminal offences committed by Judge Muhammad Nazlan Muhammad Ghazali. It was Judge Nazlan who had sentenced Najib to a 12-year prison term and imposed a hefty 210 million ringgit fine. Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim disclosed this information during a session in the Dewan Negara yesterday. Speaking of the UMNO leadership, a former party leader has slammed Zahid Hamidi, comparing his leadership style to driving while being high on ketum. Former UMNO leader Anwar Musa has claimed that UMNO is heading towards imminent doom due to a driver who is high on ketum. Despite being sacked from the BN party, Anwar expressed no regrets and compared political affiliation to a motor vehicle, emphasizing that the destination matters more than the driver. Speaking at a ceramah in Pasir Putih, Kelantan, Anwar highlighted that while PAS has remained on a steady path, UMNO has deviated from its course. He attributed this deviation to UMNO's driver being high on ketum. Anwar also addressed the reasons behind the split between UMNO and PAS during their collaboration under the Perikatan Nasional coalition. He praised PAS for their cooperation and flexibility, stating that PAS leaders were easy to work with and accommodated UMNO's requests without issue. According to Anwar, PAS did not seek an excessive number of seats during seat negotiations and only aimed to contest the seats they had previously won. He claimed that negotiations would only occur for seats that neither party held. However, he alleged that UMNO later broke this promise and accused PAS of betrayal. And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to kinitv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. If you'd like to support independent media, do consider subscribing to MalaysiaKini.com. I'm Kimilia. Thanks for watching.